Factorization of quadratic expressions. Now we know the meaning of factorization. Then what we may not know is quadratic. What does this word mean? What are quadratic expressions? We have quadratic expressions, we also have quadratic equations. Okay. Now whenever you see an expression or an equation like this, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Well, this is the expression. Once you put equals 0, it becomes an equation, quadratic equation. But the important thing to note is this raised to power 2. It has to be raised to power 2. Okay. Then the number or the variable, raised to power 2, we also have the middle number multiplying it. Then we'll have a constant here. So we could have something like x squared plus 2x plus 3. Looking at it, this is raised to power 2, very important. Then we'll have x here in the middle, and we'll have a constant. This is a quadratic expression or quadratic equation. We could also have something like 2x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. This is a quadratic equation too. We could also have 2x cubed. This is not a quadratic equation. 2x squared plus 5x equals 0. Is this a 2x squared? Sorry. Is this a quadratic equation? Yes. The constant here is, though it's not written, you can say plus 0. So this can also be said to be a quadratic equation. Okay. So now let's look at how to factorize quadratic equations. For an example, we use this x squared minus 4x minus 12. We've looked at factorization before. Now, this quadratic equation, there's this very special way of factorizing it. The first thing you need to consider is this middle number and also the constant. Once you look at the two, ask yourself, what are the factors of 12? Factors of 12, or two numbers that can multiply. When I multiply, it will give me 12. And when I add, it will give me minus 4. This is minus 4. When I add, it will give me minus 4. When I multiply, it will give me minus 12. Okay? So we need to be very tactical. The factors of 12, let's say we have 12. We have 12 equals 2 times 2 times 3, or can say 12 can also be 4 times 3. Okay, or 12 can also be 12 times 1, or 6 times 2. What else can 12 be? Now, of all these ones, which one can you, when you add or subtract, to give you minus 4? When you multiply it to give you minus 12. Okay. Now, I think it is this, if you observe properly. Now, you need to work very well with subtraction and addition. 6 minus 2, you can just look at it, 6 minus 2, but what we actually need is minus 4. So that means all we need is minus 6 and 2. When I multiply these two, I have minus 12. And when I add, I have minus 4. So I'll now write x squared minus 6x minus plus 2x minus 12. Okay? Having written it this way, I can now factorize. So I can put a bracket here, So the first one, I have x multiplying x minus 6, then plus 2 into x minus 6 also. So I have x minus 6 common, so I can bring it out. If you remember when we did factorization, then this x plus 2, we bring them together, x plus 2. So I'm done factorizing. Wow, I'm sure you might be lost. Okay, let's try another example to illustrate the points further. Okay, let's take this one. It says x squared minus 25. So this is something I'm saying x squared minus 5 squared. You remember our difference of two squares we did in the past. These are two squares, and we said if we have a squared minus b squared, the same thing as a plus b, a minus b. So the difference of two squares, this is the same thing as x minus 5 into x plus 5. So that is all. Very simple. Let's look at another one. X squared minus x minus 20. So as usual, what numbers will you subtract to give you, this is minus 1x, to give you 1, and when you multiply it you have 20. What two numbers? So if we scan through the factors of 20, I think 5 and 4 can work. If we have x squared plus 5x, minus, let me raise this, x squared minus 5x, then plus 4x minus 20. So I'll put a bracket here, put a bracket here, then bring out the common factors, x minus 5, then plus 4 is x minus 5. So I have x minus 5 in both places. It now becomes collect like terms, x minus 4 in this bracket, and I'll bring out x minus 5. So we're done with factorizing. Now I want to click on start quiz and answer the questions following.